Hi, I'm Aaron Hallett, reporter for MuscleTalk.co.uk. I'm here with UK BFF super heavyweight Daz Ball. Daz, after your bicep injury, how does it feel like to be back in training again?
Mate, it's the worst 6 months of my life. You know, in 10, 15 years of training, 6 months off is like a killer. So I've been about 5 weeks now, and I'm just steadily building things up. Obviously, I choose very light weights to start off with, but even that was making me sore due to having such a large amount of time off. And then, lucky enough, we've got this here, so this has just made me even more enthusiastic coming to this Grand Prix. And I just want to get back on stage. You know what I mean? So for the next 7 months, we're going to be put the foot down to the pedal, and hopefully do the British. That's what I'm hoping to do.
You were 2 weeks out from the British finals when this happened. What was it like from a mental point of view to be that close to the competition, try and go for your pro card, and this accident to happen at that point in time?
To start off with, I wouldn't accept it, so I went to the hospital and tried to see if there was anything attached still, because at the end of the day, if it was a bicep tear, I could probably get away with leaving this and hopefully going on stage. But when I went to the hospital, he felt in and he said it's a complete tendon snap. And then the choices are, okay, you can leave it and try, but the thing is with that, you've got a short period to get it fixed. If you don't get it fixed that period, then the bicep can stay further up the arm. So obviously I decided straight away then to ring James and tell him and just say, look, it's not meant to be this year, so I'll get the operation done and we'll come back bigger and better. That's all I can do, you know what I mean? It's gone now, but the worst 2 days was the weekend the finals were on, because obviously you want to be there competing, and I've done 9 out of 10 years, so missing the first ever year was hard to take.
When you was out of bodybuilding, did you spend more pursuits outside of bodybuilding? I know you spent a lot more time with your family. How did it feel to actually spend more time with your family outside of training, outside of your dieting, outside all of the events on stage? Yeah,
you know what, it's just given me a better perspective of a bodybuilding. At the end of the day, I love my bodybuilding and I love doing what I do, but your family life and your businesses have to come first. At the end of the day, get that side of things right, and then get back into your training and get that right, and then you'll go forward. I think the problem what I had before was I just lived bodybuilding every single day, every single second, and sometimes you can I wouldn't say neglect, but put the family to the back burner sometimes when they're the main thing.
It puts it back into perspective.
Yeah, definitely. I'm back in perspective. So now I feel that I'm happier with myself. I'm happy with what I've decided how to go forward. So now I think I can come back, and I've had a big high when I won the British in 2007. I've had a massive low this year, so I'll rise back to the top.
Excellent. So what are you weighing in at the moment?
I'm in at 259 pounds at the minute, which is still a decent weight. But the thing is, what I'm going to try to do this year, I'm not going to try to blast on loads of body weight. I want to keep myself nice and tight and try to give the judges what they want, and keep my waist tighter and bring better aesthetics. Obviously, I've got this freaky muscle mass, which is still going to be there, but we says if we can keep the waist tighter and that, the aesthetics will be a lot better. So we're working on that, and we're working on for more separation. You know, legs are one of my big assets, but still they need more separation. So I've looked at my body and gone over it with a fine tooth comb now, and now I've decided what I need to do. So I'm just going to work on putting things right, and then hopefully be back in the British in 7 months' time.
Excellent. So you're going to be working towards the British finals. With your bicep injury, do you always have it in the back of your mind with a paranoia when you're training again that it might go again or anything like that?
To be fair, up to now, only on biceps. When I do a bicep curl, it kind of bothers me. But you know, 5 weeks ago, I was starting off with 2.5 kilos, and I ran that for the first couple of weeks. But now it's not big weights, but I'm dumbbell curling 12.5 kilos for 15 good reps, really good form. Form is, you know, the main thing at the minute. But other exercises like bent over rows, pull downs, which incorporate the bicep, they've not really bothered me whatsoever. I can get on with them and do them without even thinking about it. So I think the mental block will clear over the next upcoming weeks. I'll be glad for it to clear, and when it does, then I'll just get on with things as normal. But my training's changed. I basically put my training back to what I used to train like. So I've gone back to very high reps, 15, 20 reps, and doing drop sets too, and keeping the rest periods really short. So, thing is, it don't work for some people, but it worked for me because that's how I won the British in 207. So I'm just trying that at the minute while I'm recovering.
British Grand Prix 2011, back on home soil. How important do you think it is for British bodybuilding?
Oh man, it's massive. At the end of the day, we want bodybuilding to go forward. We want, and the only way it can go forward is having a British bodybuilding show here, a pro show. And now we've got one. It inspires me even more to want to get my pro card after seeing Alvin up there, and Alvin holding his own. I'll be surprised if Alvin don't make a top 6. And after seeing that, it says to me, well, wait there, okay, Alvin's the new pro, but I did beat him in 207, and so hopefully, and we're good friends, Alvin, and we used to love me and Manzat, we used to love the rivalry between the three of us, and it'd be good to see us all three of us get on the pro stage, and all three of us pushing it for Britain maybe next year. Do you know what I mean? In the same show. My plan will be to get to the British and hopefully get a pro card, but if not, I'll have to come here and do the amateur show and just it. But again, it gives you another option of a show. And hopefully, like I say, it's the first year, it's an amazing show, and it can only get better. Excellent.
Okay, no sitting on the fence now. Predictions for top 3 of the 202?
202, my top 3 would be 3 British lads. I would go for Flex Lewis because of his lines and his great shape, and obviously he's got amazing muscle mass. I'd go for John Hodgson because his condition was the best conditioning on the stage by a long, long way.
Dark course as well.
John, yeah, listen, John, I know John really well. He's a great guy, and for me, he's 40 whatever years old, and the conditioning the man gets in, and again, he's pretty much like myself. Even in the off season, stays super fit and super conditioned, and I think he's great for British bodybuilding. And then I would definitely place James Llewellyn third. There's a little bit of another European lad who was close, but I would go for James Llewellyn.
Was that Raoul?
Raoul, yeah. Another great physique, and I think them two will take third and fourth, whichever way round, whatever the judges say. Maybe I'm not just saying this, I'm not just favouring James because he's British, but I would put James third. I think the changes he's made since his pro debut to now, he's back to the James we know.
And the open class?
The open class, well, obviously Branch was phenomenal. The amount of muscle mass he carries and is unbelievable, in the condition he gets in. But for me, one of the best physiques on that stage, I'm not going to say he wins, but one of the best physiques is Ronnie Raquel. I thought he stood out. His lines again was amazing, deep separation, lots of muscle mass, and he was another standout physique. But obviously you're going to say Branch will take it because the amount of muscle the man carries is just, the word freaker is not big enough word for him. And then I would have placed Ronnie Raquel second because I thought, like I say, I've just said enough about him. His conditioning, everything was amazing. And then third was between Roller and Johnny Jackson, and I would probably just give it to Roller because he's got a lovely shape. Again, his conditioning is really good, and there's not many flaws in his physique. I'm not, Johnny's very thick, lots of muscle, but and he's probably the best I've seen Johnny. So it seems bad saying that, but I just think Rolly's got a nicer physique.
Excellent. Well, all the best for the British finals this year, Des.
Thank you very much for that. I hope to see you there soon.
Hopefully. Right. I'm Aaron Hallett, reporter for MuscleTalk.co.uk.